floor. We just got back to the hotel room. My God, today. Okay, so we have. Okay, look, y'all. If you'll wait, I didn't even do my intro yet. Hey, friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. If you want to keep your money, don't marry a girl. Because we gonna spend. And yeah, if you really want to keep your money, don't introduce her to Warhammer. We were already expensive. I'm not using this headset. Let me scoot that back. I chose to bring my gaming headset because it has like really good audio. And this was my shopping day today, so I've been wandering around in the vendor area for the past. What time is it? Because we're about to go get some lunch. I'm so hungry. It's 1:30. I've been shopping for 3 straight hours. That was a good time. I had specific booths that I was trying to get to, and I got to them. Didn't manage to get everything I wanted. I wanted to pick up an apothecary. No one, not even G-Dubs, had an apothecary. Did manage to pick up some other things that'll be really good. So if I want an apothecary, I'm going to have to probably buy it. Not buy it, print it, because even G-Dubs didn't have one. They were like, what apothecary? And I was like, okay, great, got it. No apothecary. Primo. But this evening we'll be playing a lot of Aeronautica from like 4 until. So we're going to go have lunch here in a minute. But I thought, since we're coming back to the room, why not tell you a little bit more about. I saw somebody leave a comment that said, hey, got any Adepticon secrets for you. I don't know if I've done this enough yet to have secrets, I will say. Do your shopping earlier rather than later. Of course, I did come to play, so I have no regrets. And it turned out what I wanted wasn't even here anyway, like what I primarily wanted. But then I made some other really cool finds that helped. I'm adjusting because I'm sitting on the floor. So just be aware of that. Like, if you want to be able to get to the good stuff the first couple of days, I think most of the shopping is available. Like, the shopping's open most of the time you're here. But as far as like wares that the vendor has, my husband really likes these little battle gnomes, and there's a particular vendor. Let me reach over. It's these things. And who makes these? This is TT Combat, and they've been having their little models on sale for like $5 a box, a vendor for them. I don't know if it's the actual TT Combat or a vendor. But they're $5 a box, and a bunch of people like them. So he's been trying to collect all like halflings that he can. I wandered around and went by that booth like 14 times, but they haven't put out the rest yet. So hopefully when we go back, they'll be more available. But I wanted to show you all the stuff that I got and just what I learned in shopping. So we'll start with the small stuff and go up to the big stuff. So let's see here. So yeah, she's doing a little bit of a haul, but that's what you do at a convention. You don't come to conventions to not spend. So the first thing I'm super happy about is I went by the Turbo Dork booth and got to meet the creator of Turbo Dorks. Hey, the creator of Turbo Dork. So they had some colors there that I hadn't seen locally. So when I took the painting class yesterday, I did ask the instructor, I was like, what's a good way to like give some highlighting to all these metallics I love to do? And he was like, get you a good pearl. So they have this Motherlode paint. Is that not just insane? Love it. And I showed them pictures of the stuff I've been painting with Turbo Dork, and they're like, yeah, this is how it's meant to be used. There was a color I'd never seen before in the stores local called Blue Raspberry. And then I got this one, the Prism Power. Is that not sensational? Love everything about it. And what's this? This is another Motherlode. Oh, I think he gave me this one. Oh, thank you, Turbo Dork. Fun stuff. And they gave me, and then not gave, but I also got a couple of basic sets. So I have a lot of Turbo Dork paint. And she's going to have more. And the Turbo Dorks are great because they're metallics that go in the airbrush. Yeah. Oh, yeah, having a great day. Are you kidding me? Girl, good day. But I got the primary colors in metallics because it's always good to have those bold primaries. And then they have a starter set of metallics, which I have a bunch of Turbo Dork metallics, but I didn't have these particular colors. So these are going to be fun to test. I actually have the Romeo. Is that Romeo and Juliet in there? No, actually, no. That says Miami Sunset. So I don't have any of these. So it's a good way to get a bunch without spending too much money. But again, we're starting small, going big. So next, let's see here. So, you gotta buy stuff for yourself. So this is where I started going off the rails. So over Christmas, I got my hubs a Artist Opus set, like the whole set. And the Artist Opus people were there, but I didn't want a whole set of those brushes. I'm not nearly good enough to justify a whole set of Artist Opus. But even the guy who was running the place was like, you don't need all of them. There's just certain brushes. And when I took the airbrush class, they were like, yeah, just even with your brush techniques, get one or two good sized, good brushes and just treat them nicely. Which I have a ton of brushes, but I don't have any nice brushes. So I got myself some Artist Opus. Oh yeah, babe, that's where that other money went. She went to the Artist Opus booth. Oops. But I got three sizes of dry brushes, which I picked these out on my own. They didn't recommend them, but when I picked them out, um, they said that I picked a good set, and then these couple of brushes. So good size as well. One thing I learned um, yesterday too was that you don't always need the tiniest of brushes. Like the bigger the brush, more paint, actually better. And you know what? As I've been painting in the house, like yeah, if you don't have enough paint on your brush, you actually are more likely to make a mistake. So fun science stuff. So when you register for Adepticon, you have the option to buy swag. I did not get a whole swag bag, but what I did opt to get was the beer glass. Is that not fun? And I'm using it and they gave me a lanyard, which this is now my new work lanyard because my work lanyard is just trash now. I've had it for so many years, but I'm going to use this to protect my Artist Opus brushes till I get home. So let's wrap that back up. Wrap. How are you going to get all this home? And you flew a suitcase that was empty. Yeah, bought an extra suitcase just to take stuff home in. Okay, so for the son, he loves Naruto. Found him a Naruto hat. He's going to love it. I hope it fits. Stuff like this you never know. So hopefully this will fit him. But love that. And it's airbrush. The reason I got that particular hat was it came from an airbrush stand that I got an airbrush from. So let's keep going. So next, found this really lovely jewelry purveyor. And oh my God, this woman, like I love jewelry, but I sometimes I'm into cheap jewelry, sometimes not. Like this was not expensive or inexpensive. It's very mid-range, but got this in Cozumel, this whole little set. So it's like handmade jewelry from, Mexico. But this lady here, her name is Melaria. These are D6s set in titanium. Gorgeous, right? So these are for my daughter. She's going to love them. Green is her favorite color. So I got each of the kids something. Spent a little bit extra on the youngins. So there's that. And then, let's see here. This is actually a headband, and let me put it in correctly, because I saw these out the corner of my eye. And I was like, ooh, that's what really got me to go into her booth, because I just thought this headband was so beautiful. And so this goes through the little links, and look at that. She hand made all of those little flower petals. And then, of course, and you can put ribbon through it. You could wear it like a necklace because this brooch comes off and it packs flat. Like, come on. That is just, I know it's me, right? Put it on a necklace chain. Like, come on, out of control. But we're going to wrap this back up so it stays safe in travel. I think I'm just going to put this in my jewelry bag. I don't think it's going to go in the suitcase on the way home. But now we've got to get the good stuff now. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for what I found in the games workshopping. Y'all ain't ready. So putting things up nicely so they can go home nicely. I can't believe I'm doing 2 lives in one day. I haven't gone live much, but, this seemed like the opportune time to do it. Okay, moving on. Next, we'll get to that in a second. So, another thing in the airbrush class, he just gave us great paint tips. Such a good teacher. A gentleman from Austria named Marcus. I can't say his last name, Marcus K. I don't like to butcher people's names. People butcher mine all the time. But he recommended inks and using pigments, specifically from AK. So I went and got a few pigments that are already suspended in fluid. And what these will do is fill recesses really nicely, and then you dry brush over them. She loves a bright color. And with my metallics, come on. And then he also recommended inks, which I have black ink at home already, which I've used as a base coat, But we learned from him, use it as a primer. It feels, especially on little models, it fills in the recesses so well. We practiced that yesterday. That alone was worth the price of the class, to be quite honest. So yeah, just learning about that. So I'm super happy with these pigments and inks. You know she loves a bright color. I'm about to get to the G-Dub stuff in a second. Just coming. Got a new matte bag because I bought those little plastic ones at home, and none of my mats will fit in them. They terrible. So this one I'm super happy about. This came from Game Toppers. So this one will hold a huge mat. So all of my mats that I have, actually I can roll up and put them in here, which I'm super happy about. And now we're starting to get to the good stuff. Y'all ain't ready. You ain't ready. So first things first, the box is taped up. So mentioned that I took an airbrushing class. I'm trying to think, how am I going to open this? And then I'll have to retape. I do have a way to reseal it, actually. So I'm trying to think, how am I going to open it from here? Is there a seam that I can rip? Use your nails. You know how much these nails cost? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, come on. I don't want to tear the box up because I need the box to get this home. So, we are in the suite, and there are knives over there, but I'm over here, and the knives are over there. Oh, I'm trying to get it from the wrong end. That could be why. Come here. Oh, I wonder if this will cut it. Hold up. She may have just solved her own problem. Love alive. Hey, love of my life, will you hand me a knife, please, out of the drawer? Is that right? That works. That was easier. Thank you, my dear. Oh, that's a knife.
It is.
This is a knife. That's not a knife. Decent knife. The tip is missing.
So you can't kill yourself with it.
Wow. I don't think you can say that on YouTube, but hopefully nobody heard you. YouTube got rules. I'm almost done. Oh, good, it has its own box. So the airbrush that we used in the class, I went to that booth. So I like my airbrush, but this one, when we used them in the class, because they have a bunch of demo airbrushes, I hooked theirs up, and it had just a much smoother trigger. So this one is from Badger. This is a SOTAR 2020. This is a 2mm, which for ink is great. And then this set came with 2 airbrushes. This is an 05, which is absolutely fantastic. And another thing I learned in the airbrush class is that when you're using inks and stuff, you don't really need the bigger needle. So to have one of each, I don't have to swap the needle in my airbrush now. I can just use the quick release and swap airbrushes, which is so much better. So, especially if I'm going to be painting with inks, because I ordered a metallic ink set. So super happy about that. So now, let's get to the good stuff. Y'all ready for the good stuff? Paint in the paint bag. And little stuff over here. Now let's talk about the G-Dub stuff that she walked away with. This is going to be my husband's first time hearing it too. So, some things weren't available. I really wanted to get some Tartarus Terminators, but nobody had brought them. Not even G-Dubs. They were like, we didn't even bring any. And I was like, oh, are y'all not making them anymore? That would be why. But I did find a set on the Amazon while I was thinking about it. So they're on their way to the house. All right. So, y'all know she plays the heresy. I got Forge World and G-Dubs. They have both of those on sale. So here's what I managed to find. I also wanted an apothecary. There weren't any that were available. Wave at the people. There weren't any that were available, so didn't get any, and apparently nobody were selling those either.
You went to Forge World, no wonder.
Yeah, I went to Forge World. Well, Forge World was in the center of all the G-Dub stuff. Mm-hmm. So here is what I came out with. So I got the Terminators I wanted, but they also had Sons of Horus Gesterian Terminators from Forge World. Right? So, not bad. I can use them as an allied force. I thought you were done with your Emperor's Children army. Yeah, I was. And then I got a legit Palatine squad. I've got the ones that are 3D printed and they look great. But now I have the ones. Because I told you, I do love to buy the stuff like legit if I can find it. But you can't always find everything. So you do what you can. And then I got a Cacophony squad, a British Children Cacophony squad. They're going to be fun. So kind of nice to have that option. And as I get to learn my army, how the points and stuff work, I can swap out based on who I'm playing. So I'm kind of limited right now, even though I've got 3,000 points. It's very set. Like, these can only do this. You don't have other options. So I want to be able to expand what I'm able to do. Now, y'all, this is where it starts to get real fun. So couldn't find an apothecary. Okay, that's fine. I can print one. But you know what I did find? Read that. What does that say? What does that say? Look at the reflection. Lord Commander Eidolon. In 30K, we don't play Primarchs, but we can do named characters. So if I can't have an apothecary, right? If I can't have an apothecary, I will take Lord Commander Eidolon. Now, there was another one I was looking for. And I was going through all them little black boxes. And one of the GWs people came over and said, what are you looking for? And I said, I want blah, 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 blah. And he said, oh, we've sold out of those. And I said, oh, then I'll just have to walk away and be sad. No, she circled back. Because you know how people do. I've done this. You really want something, but you're not going to get it right then, so you hide it behind something. I think I ruined somebody's day. Because this was in the back of the shelf. What does that say? Oh, yeah. You see what it says. She got a fulcrum. Horus Heresy fulcrum. There's the thumbnail. Right? So, to the person who hid this, game respects game, but I got it. And I got all these metallics too. Like, this fulcrum is about to be lit. Now, for the final thing I have purchased. Are you even ready? We need a drum roll. Babe, drum roll. Awesome. You know, we gotta do the blondes. You know I love a blonde. 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 Can you believe he has to put up with me all day? I'm like this all the time. Without caffeine. With caffeine, blah, blah. Do, 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 do. Blah. A Cerastus Night Lancer. This was my final purchase. He's going in my Emperor's Children army. Yes, I have a Titan. I'd like to be able to swap out. So now I'm going to have an army with more options. Is he not glorious? Glorious. So I'm not going to have a wife for the next 3 months because I will be building and painting. Wait, how's that different from any other day? So we came back to just drop our stuff and pick up a couple of things we need for gaming tonight. Oh, you got to paint a knight. You've got to do it. Not like you got to. You know what? I should have got a commission today because I sold a Cerastus Knight for G-dubs. I was standing there looking at their oh, thank you, Dustin. I do my best. I was standing there looking at their different 30K stuff that they had, and there was the Cerastus Knight that I bought a couple weeks ago hanging out, and a young man walked by with his friend, and he was like, I don't know if I should spy. I said, oh, did you come here to enjoy yourself or not? And he was like, I did. I said, you better walk away with something that you wanted. Don't waste a trip. I sold a $300 item for him. I should have got 10% off for that. But I don't really have any secrets because this is my first time here. I think the secret is come with people you like. Better if you come with people you love. Have friends around. Give yourself plenty of time to get rest. Plenty of time to eat. And do the things you want to do. If you came to game. If you came to shop. If you came to shop and game, make time. Oh, yes, Twisted Nerves. You better hydrate. I've been drinking water like it's going out of style. But yeah, just make time for the stuff that you want to do. And I imagine that if they bring it back to Milwaukee it will be bigger. The Baird Center's huge, and the whole thing is just Adepticon. I know the Adepticon's had a couple of versions over the years. It's grown and grown and grown. Um, I have not been to any of the previous versions. This is the version I get. So if this is your first time and you're here, it's like, wow, this is great. And for those who got to grow with Adepticon, like, how cool was that to see the evolution? And it's been really fun. So we're going to be up in the historical gaming. Well, no, we're going to be downstairs first, and then we're going to go up to the historical gaming for Aeronautica. So I'll post when that stream happens on Twitch. But there's a couple of folks up there that have watched my YouTube channel that are hosting games in the historical area, and I got to meet them yesterday. Like, that's been super cool because I'm not famous. I'm just a nerd with a camera. So maybe next Adepticon, more of us will get to meet in person and shake hands. I try to create a positive, nerdy space because, sometimes the offbeat culture stuff can be a little weird, but here we are well-rounded nerds. All the nerdity, all the time. Well, friends, I'm keeping me and my husband from eating, and we got 2 hours before our next event, and he still needs to shop. So please like, comment, and subscribe. You ready to go eat?
Let's go eat.
Let's go eat. All right, y'all have a good day. We're having a good day.